and it's not really. By the way, this is Don't Hate the Podcast, our weekly gaming show. I didn't hit record the second time that we did it, so I'm not doing it again. But it's gonna go on YouTube regardless. This is just gonna be a reminder to not fuck up in the future. Sorry, Far Cry 5 though.
So I think like it's exactly what you're saying. Where like you're a fan of like the Uncharted type single player, like very cinematic, thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that's what the first 10 to 15 minutes of this game is. It's like very cinematic and like super heavy, and you're like, oh dude, I'm about to play this crazy like culty like stuff. Like it sets it up so well, and then you get into the gameplay and it's just fetch quest, fetch quest, fetch quest, fetch quest. Like it's very like it doesn't live up to that first 15 minutes. I don't know. It's super disappointing. I have one more game that I really want. Like I've played a ton of games, but this other game, it's like a little indie game. It's called Ministry of Broadcast, and I feel like I might have brought it up before because I played the very beginning of it.
What is Ministry of Broadcast?
So it's like a
what platform is that?
It's on Steam and Switch.
Okay.
And I wrote it down because I'm trying to like be good on like the prices and stuff. It's 14. I paid $14.99.
This is not sponsored content, by the way.
Yeah. I paid $14.99 on Steam. I beat it in 8 hours. So it's like a short indie game. It's like a single player puzzle platformer, but it's like heavily story based. So it has a story that constantly drives the gameplay forward.
Okay.
And it's basically like it's set in America that is divided by a wall, right? And one side of the wall is essentially owned by like these basically what are set up as like neo-Nazis, right? And
wait, this isn't Far Cry 5 still?
No. Oh. Yeah, it's a very similar plot.
Okay.
And so they run a game show, and the game show is if you win the game show, you get to cross the wall and meet back with your family, right? So basically, like all the people that are like on this side of the wall that are in the game show, are by themselves. They get taken from their family.
And right? It's America?
Yeah. It's
in the
like
wall
a future America.
And what's going on over in Canada on the other side of the wall?
They don't really get into like what's going on the other side of the wall. You just know that your family's over there.
No, is it Canada or is it Mexico?
No, I think it's like America split.
Oh, okay.
But who paid for the wall?
Yeah, right. So the cool thing about this game, it's a like an average platformer. It's not great, right?
Oh, it's a platformer.
Yeah, it's a puzzle platformer.
What's the graphical style? I kind of want to see this
thing. It's like kind of like.
What's it called?
It's Ministry of Broadcast. It's like a 16-bit type game.
Okay. 15. I'm see. Okay, this looks cool.
So the story is really cool though. So your character that gets put, you don't even have a name. Like people don't even remember your name. It's just kind of like you're a contestant in this game show, and you start out and it's like a game show, right? Like you play a level, you beat it, and then after you beat the level, it's like behind cameras, right? Like the security guard that you just punched in the face is like, man, you really hit me hard that time, right? Like it's very much like a game. So it sets it up like all of this stuff is fake, essentially. Like every time you might get like like it might seem like you have to like kill somebody, right?
Okay.
But you're assuming that it's fake because it's a game show. And then as the game progresses, you start to question all of that where you're like, wait, is this fake? Or is this real? Like, did I really just kill somebody? Or like, I don't know. But like, I'm trying to meet my wife on the other side of the wall, so I kind of have to go through this to like, win.
Yeah.
And it just tells a really good, like, I don't want to get too much spoilers in case you guys want to play it. But it gets into a really good story of like...
You said you finished it in 8 hours?
Yeah. It's a short game.
Okay.
It gets into a really good story of like, what are you like? How far are you willing to go to like get back to your family? And I don't know. It was fun. It was really good. The ending is like, there's multiple endings, I think. So like, I only got one, but I don't know. It was fun. I enjoyed it, and it's like I got it on sale. Right now on Steam, it's $15. I think I paid $8. So like,
okay.
I would pick. I think it's on Switch too.
Yeah,
Yes.
And watch for the sale.
I'm
Yeah,
seeing
I would
that. I'm
definitely
seeing that.
Pick it up if you can.
What's this called? I actually, while you were talking, I believe it or not, I put it in studio mode and was able to.
My
To
my
get-
dog is barking like crazy,
Go
so I
ahead.
have to go check on her.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Dead air.
Dead air.
There it is. But I just pulled up the trailer for the Switch,
Oh,
and
yeah?
I think I can, if I. Oh, let me just add my microphone audio so I don't. So I don't. Add source. Add source. Here we go. And I think if I take it out of studio mode, boom, we're in it. And
Hey, look at that.
do you see that?
I do.
So let's take a look at this trailer. And
Still love that Switch snap.
yeah. I wasn't really paying attention. Let me run that back. Snap. So this is Ministry of Broadcast. Looks fun. You know what it reminds me of?
That
It reminds me of that that game Another World. You know what I'm
Yep.
talking about?
Yes. So actually, like, before I bought this game, I looked up I bought it like maybe a month or two ago on a Steam sale. Before I bought it, I looked it up, and that was like one of the biggest comparisons. Was like
Another World.
the art style is Another World, yeah. Like,
yeah.
but yeah, like like I don't know, it's a super unique game. Like, it like breaks the fourth wall a lot. So like you have this little bird that follows you, this little crow, and the crow will just like straight up like break the like fourth wall and be like, like you just start like making jokes about like when you fail a level, like, man, you're really bad at this, or like like whatever, like you thought you could outsmart the system. Like, what is this, a video game? Like, it's very like self-conscious of what's going on.
That's cool.
I think the story is where like the controls are kind of iffy. Like, you have some like weight to your character, but it's a little like awkward because some of the puzzles like require like almost like pixel perfect movement, where it's like you have to like jump at the very end of this platform.
That's like
to
Another
land on this
World.
platform.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, but your character has like some weight and like
You know what?
slide to him.
Another World is actually a game that I got from Limited Run for the Switch. I know that's a sensitive subject.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that we're now 28 minutes in, but we're 10 minutes into my recording. So the 10 minutes only into what's gonna go on YouTube. But I just want to, in an effort to like move things along, would you no, it's fine. It's your show too. I'm just saying, would you recommend this game? Because I think I would play it, but I just remembered that I have Another World, and I haven't played that same game since I was like
think,
4.
Like I said, I got it on sale. I think I got it on sale for $8. At $8, it's like it took me 8 hours to beat. That's like,
Yeah, looking at it, I don't know that
an hour. Like, I feel like you can't kind of beat that. Like I said, the ending, like the story is really good until you get to the end, and then it just kind of does something. It's
we
like,
had to end it.
Yeah.
that's it.
Ah.
Okay, like, so it doesn't have that like payoff.
That's
So
kinda
like,
lame.
I don't know. I could see people playing it and being disappointed when they get to the end. But I don't know. For $8, like, I feel like it was a solid pickup. So yeah, I don't know. I had fun with it. The only other game that I played was Journey. Picked it up for $5 on the Epic Game Store. I'm not going to talk about Journey. It's a great game, but
Yeah.
bought it for $5. Like,
Well, Journey is part of Sony's Play at Home initiative that we're going to talk about later. Mike, what you been playing, my man?
I have been playing. I played 4 games this week. Most of them are actually older. Actually, I guess one of them. The one I've been playing the most is an older title, which is Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like dwell on that one for too long because
Is that
it's
is that
3
weird?
years old now,
Is-
and it's
Is that weird though that Breath of the Wild is an older title?
no, I don't think that it is. Just because it was one of those ones that got the split console release, so it's one of those games that are like it was either really at the end of the last one or right at the beginning
Yeah.
of this one, but still one of those fantastic crossover titles like they do with the Zelda franchise so much.
And so you're playing on the Switch, but you had previously played on the Wii U.
Right. So when I originally played, I played on the Wii U and I just went into it 100% blind. Just dove in.
The superior
Let's go.
way to play.
Right. Which
Right.
I feel like
Yeah.
was a really fun way to play it the
Yeah.
first time that I did it.
Yeah.
I got through 3 of the 4 Divine Beasts, was in the 4th Divine Beast when other things came out that caught my interest and I left it alone and it sat there. I got a Switch, needed something to play until Animal Crossing came out, so I picked up Breath of the Wild again and dove back into it.
Wait, can I just
After-
point out that you got a Switch during a time when like people can't fucking get a Switch?
Yeah, I know it's
Yeah.
so weird.
40, who's been on the show, what, 3 or 4 episodes, something like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah,
sold you a Switch, and I'm sure that he didn't fuck you because you guys have been friends for a long time.
right. Yeah,
Switches are like over $500 right now
that is.
Yeah.
for a $300 thing when it's brand new.
Yeah.
You don't have to say what you paid for it, but tell me that you didn't pay.
But no, I definitely got a good deal.
It's fantastic. I'm so happy about
Yeah.
it. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, so dove back into it once I got the Switch, and this one I played for about I want to say maybe 10 or 12 hours or so, like just kind of wandering around and looking for things. When I made the conscious decision that I want to go through this time and I want to find every shrine. I want to like get every single one and see everything that it is that the game had to offer. Because I miss like in Ocarina or Link to the Past, like my 2 favorite Zelda games of all time, like you had dungeons upon dungeons upon dungeons, and you just go in and clear them out and make your way through and move on to the next one.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see all of the shrines because that's the closest thing you're gonna get. That and the beasts, like those are your
Yeah.
dungeons.
Yeah, and that kind of makes it like sort of lamer when you
Right.
look at it that
But-
way. Imagine if they were all dungeons. Oh my god.
That would be crazy.
Breath of the Wild
But-
2.
If you think about it, though,
Wild too.
you have 120 shrines right off the bat. So even if you divided that out into, say, the 8 usual things you would find as an adult in temples, so what's that? 108 into 120. So whatever that is,
I don't
it's
wanna
more
do
than-
math.
it's more than 11 of those shrines,
Yeah. It's like,
you know, for one temple. So if you just connected them all together as rooms, and each room was its own puzzle, I mean, you could have some massive dungeons. So I think it's a fair trade-off. You get a ton of them, even though they're smaller, contained things.
Right. About the shrines in Breath of the Wild, though, like, so I'm not going to say that they're mundane or boring or repetitive, but, you know, when you've got, what do you have? You have the battle shrines where it's like easy, medium, and hard, basically. The 3 different
Minor,
types of
moderate,
battle.
major.
That's the one,
Yep.
yeah. And then you've got puzzle shrines where
Yep.
you have to use like your stasis or your magnesis or something to
Yep.
accomplish a task, or like roll around the
yeah.
The tilta thing.
yeah
I hate those things.
yeah. And then what's the other variety of shrines like?
The third variety of shrine is what's called a blessing shrine, and it's one where you don't have to do anything. Where you walk in and there's usually a set of stairs with a treasure chest and another
Right.
set of stairs that leads right up to the shrine.
So
And you get those usually what I've found from playing through this time, because I've done probably close to 80 of the 120 shrines already. So what I've found is that you get these blessing ones because normally when you get to those shrines themselves, they have smaller quests that you need to do in order to even get into the shrine. So like there was one over by the Gorons where you can easily glide down off a cliff and find this thing on top of a real high rock. But as soon as you go there, the Goron is sitting on the the step of the shrine, and he's like, "Yo, bro, no way! You gotta like prove yourself on our challenge. And,
Yeah.
like do this thing." And I'm
Isn't
like,
it like the race rolling down the hill or something?
"No, this one is you have to climb up the rock. It's called Gut Punch Challenge, and you have to climb up the rock and collect over 100 rupees while you're doing it in under 3 minutes or something."
Full disclosure, I'm making it almost sound like I'm shitting on the game. It's just I
Yeah.
love Breath of the Wild. Like when
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I really do. It was one of the best games ever. It's one of the best video games ever.
Yeah. So
But
I
two
can say that-
two different kinds of shrines. Like you got your 4 dungeons basically, which is your divine beast, and then you've got your 2 types of shrines essentially, and then
Right.
But
your
the
side
second
quest
one,
shrines.
The second one does vary a lot. Like the
What, the
ability
fighting
one?
ones?
No, not the
Oh.
fighting one. The ability one's like.
Oh
vary
yeah,
quite
yeah,
a bit.
yeah. No, but so that's what I'm kind of saying. Like you have like one version of interesting shrines. The other ones is like have a strong weapon and like make sure you're leveled up enough to beat whatever
Yeah.
thing. Like I wish there was shrines with like the Hinox or the
Yeah.
what's the other one? The one that
Um,
fucks you up. That's the centaur kind of
The
beast.
centaur, yeah.
What are
Oh,
those
the
things?
Lionels?
Yeah,
lion.
yeah. Shrines with like 3 of those. That would be
Dude,
like some.
that'd be
No
rough.
way. That would be way rough.
Yeah.
But I'm
I
saying
still don't fuck with those guys if I don't have to.
that's like they're like legit. I was on like climb. I know I'm diverting from what you've been playing, but there was this one time I was climbing up the side of a mountain, and like I found a Lionel, and I'm like, oh shit. So I was in a good vantage point where I was like I could reach him with attacks, and I was like I'm safe right here. There's no way. And then this motherfucker just like
Shoots
Ch-
right up in the sky with an arrow and it homes in on you and kills you.
I was like,
Dude,
this,
I was so pissed off the first time that happened to me. I was like,
these
what
motherfuckers. There's
the fuck?
and they're not scared of anything.
Nope.
Yeah.
And they come looking at every noise that you make.
They
Little
are
rustle
truly
of leaves.
terrifying. They're terrifying creatures.
Oh, they really are.
So anyway, you've been playing. We were like, yo, we're not going to talk
Yeah.
about Breath of the Wild because everybody knows Breath of the Wild. But here we
Right.
go.
Anyway, game is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm, like I said, probably about 80 shrines through, and I'm at the 3rd Divine Beast, so I have one more to do. And I've basically like charted this perfect path from where I started and like went out one direction and then hit the edge of the map, and now I'm like making a counterclockwise rotation around the map.
Okay.
So basically where it's going to end up is I'm going to end up doing this Divine Beast in the desert and then go do the bird one up in the mountains, and then I'll come down to the forest, get the sword, and then come right down into Central, right down to the castle
You're
itself.
talking about getting the Master Sword?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I just like follow my path, I'm in like a perfect loop to like have the optimal play and see everything. But there's so much in that game that you can dive into and get lost with. The thing that drives me nuts is like the Korok seeds everywhere.
Ugh,
Like
yeah.
as soon as someone said 900, I was like, "Yep, nope, all done. Thanks. I don't
And-
need any of those."
I mean, I would consider it if the prize was something better than a piece of gold shit.
Yeah.
So, what
But
else
it's
you been
not.
playing?
Anyway, so that game's fantastic.
Doom.
Recommend.
I know
Thumbs
you're
up.
going to talk about Doom. Yeah, thumbs
Oh,
up.
okay.
Thumbs up.
So, if we want to get into Doom,
well, you don't
so
have to, but
Well, the other one, just quick to touch on because I don't have a lot for him, is played some more Animal Crossing because
no way.
my life is not worth my own time, I guess. So still playing that. Would recommend. Thumbs up. Gotta give it to him. They
So
just
I've
did
been
some-
told.
Yeah, they just did some update that I haven't even looked at yet. So
Got
Oh, the art gallery?
Yeah.
Even
all
I know that.
crap. Yeah, like I said, I actually put it down 3 days ago and haven't touched it since. And I'm like, just getting over the shakes now. So I'm like, let's leave it alone, man. Gotta play more Zelda. And then the other one that I've been playing is me and 40 actually tried the last time that we hung out. Is that game that I picked up called Good Job,
Mm-hmm.
which is on the Switch.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
It was $20, but they're having a bunch of sales right now, so I don't know if that's a thing still or not on the eShop. But it's like a little puzzle game where you work in an office building, and like you're the maintenance staff basically. So you have to like solve problems within an office building, like, oh, the projector died, get the projector from here to there, or like, oh, we have these boxes that need to be loaded on a truck, use this crane to move these boxes. And so the game was a lot of fun. It's like it's one of those games that you laugh at a lot because it's like you want to do things a certain way that you know would be the right way to do them, like to take a projector from a room down the hall and get it to where you need it to be. You would assume you'd find an opening that would fit the projector and then bring it there, but instead they want you to like plug in an electrical cord and fling it across the room to like crash through the walls to save time, because time is the most important thing in this game.
I'm taking a look at it here.
That's what they're recommending. So you go right through the walls, and then boom, it's done. But there's a lot of like cool stuff like that, little fun puzzles and everything, where the whole thing is like time is the big thing. You just have to get it done and get it done as fast as possible. The only thing that I will say is that it's multiplayer, and like I said, me and 40 tried it out together to see if it was any good. And the only problem that I had with the multiplayer is it felt like, at least the levels we were playing, it didn't matter that it was multiplayer. As in, I could accomplish all the tasks myself while he just stood there idly.
Oh,
So none of the puzzles are like designed that you need two people.
like snipper
Not that I
clips.
found. Right. Like you could do it all yourself. It's just
Snipper
if you
clips
have
made you
another
work
one.
together.
Yeah.
Wait,
It was really
you're
cool.
saying Nintendo doesn't know how to do multiplayer games?
Good Job looks like an isometric human fall flat.
Yeah,
That's exactly
pretty
what I'm
much. It's
thinking,
that
yeah.
simple art style. It's just it's a puzzle game just all about speed.
It's
is
somebody
really what
who
it
like
is.
makes a wireframe model in like a game design engine, like a developer sort of like tool set, and they
Yeah.
say, what's a simple like skin I could put on it, and then you end up with something like Beast. What was that? Beast fight something?
Gang Beast.
Gang Beast. Yeah, it's just like real simple characters, but they're like, look what we could do with them.
What
You
was
know?
that one that I told you guys you should download on Epic? Came out a couple
Oh,
weeks ago.
totally reliable delivery
Yeah,
service.
same thing. Like just fucking.
Yeah,
goofy
except this one was
movement.
like, yeah, the movement in totally reliable delivery was like, that was all about, that was the puzzle, like the movement.
Gotcha.
This is like actually like there's a puzzle to solve the question that they're having a problem with, but what's the fastest way to do it? You
Yeah.
know, fuck the right way. What's the quickest way? So that game was fun. I would say it's
Oh, dude, this is the place to put the fuck. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough. It's somewhere between a thumbs up and a meh. It's like kind of 50-50 because I wish that
Just want to see what that looks like.
I wish that it was more like,
Oh, it looks like shit. Sorry.
you know, co-op dependent. Like when I play co-op, I want to have like a reason to play co-op, not just to have two people there.
Right.
Kind of like fucking the cooking one, Overcooked.
Yes, like Overcooked. Like I feel like Overcooked is a game where the more people you have playing multiplayer, the better chance that you have of getting those ridiculous high scores and stuff. And when you get into the end game of that, I feel like it's almost necessary to bring on more people and be like, yo, listen. So,
Right. I get it. I was just checking out. I was just checking out to see what it would look like if I put the YouTube on this monitor behind me.
yeah,
And it
it's
makes
still hard to say.
yeah, but it makes sense to like just do it, just to know that like
Yeah, just run it.
Yeah, it's a good screen to have that's not taking up any of my other fucking screens.
Right. Yeah. And then the last game that I played was Doom Eternal, which
So
is a heartbreak for me. When I pre-ordered Doom Eternal because you got Doom 64 if you did.
right.
So I did it for ha-has because I also did Doom 2016, which gave you like a Wolfenstein game, which I also played.
What platform did you get Doom Eternal on? The PC?
I got it on PC, yeah.
So you play with mouse and keyboard?
Yes, I do.
The way
It's
Doom
like-
should be played.
Yeah,
Until they add double jumps and double dashes.
yeah.
The
Stupid.
Doom 64 was also on PC that it gave you.
Yes, it was. So, yeah, this
Well, wait,
game has
if you pre-ordered it on PS4, you'd get Doom 64 on PS4.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't look into the other ones because I already knew where I was gonna get it if I was gonna get it. So,
I think
Okay.
they put it out everywhere, like, so that would make sense.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so I keep cutting you off.
yeah, no. So yeah, it's just been nothing but heartbreak for me with this game. I loved Doom 2016, and this one has just let me down every step of the way. And I think I finally figured out what it was. Like I said, in this one they've added things to everything. Like everything has more to it. Just the guns have more.
The blood.
The you know what? No, that's the one thing they don't have more of in this one. I feel like there was a lot more blood in Doom 2016.
But the blood has more like pizzazz, right?
Yeah,
So it
this
was
one
like-
this one has the phrase that I heard and have said that it fits absolutely perfectly. So I have to give props where props are due. So shout out to YouTube creator Girlfriend Reviews,
Okay.
where I heard the term. Doom Eternal has what's referred to as diarrhea Christmas lights, where when you cut open demons for ammo with your chainsaw, it spews out ammo, which is now every color of the rainbow for all the different ammos. So when you mow down a demon with a chainsaw, instead of getting the blood splatter that you so crave, you now get diarrhea Christmas lights. Just a splattering of color all over the place.
I gotta
That's-
be honest. For such a minute detail, it sounds like it would really bum me out if I was
It
playing that. Like I'm
really
not into.
did.
I'm not one of those like gore porn. Like I need to see blood flying everywhere. Like I'm so into it. But it's just
Well,
like
listen,
when you're
if I'm
playing
in hell
Doom.
slaying demons, I mean, what do you expect?
But who's to say what the rules
So-
of hell are? Like, do you bleed in hell still?
That's true. I don't know.
Who the fuck knows?
But either way, like I said, everything has been added to, and I think that's what I finally got fed up with, because in Doom 2016, the point I kept hearing over and over and over again when you go to play that game from the developers and everything was, it's all about fast-paced combat and movement.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all right, that's great, that's awesome, that's exactly what I want from a game. And 2016 nailed it. This is fantastic. So this one, it was like, yeah, it's going to be the same fast movement combat, but I started seeing all kinds of platforming segments, and I'm like, what is this? And then I started seeing like all the neon colors and shit, the tutorial segments where it brings you to a blank room to show you how to do a thing, or where it'll stop and show you a new enemy weak spot is and how to deal with them and everything. And that's what it was, man. It got to me. If you add this much stuff to it, you can't keep the same fast-paced, angry, metal rip and tear action that you had.
The ripping
Every-
and the tearing.
Yeah, every encounter that I have now is played out as a chess game. It's like I go in here and there are 6 standard demons that I can just shotgun or shoot in the face however the hell I please. And then this guy over here needs a grenade tossed in his mouth before he'll die. This guy over here, you can only attack from behind. This guy over here has to be blood punched before you can get him because that's the only way to break his armor. This guy over here, you need to shoot in the turret so it deactivates it, and then he's pretty useless anyway, and then you just shoot him. These guys you gotta blow up with a plasma rifle. Dude, I'm not even kidding. These are all literal things in there. Like, this guy, if you don't kill him, he's gonna spawn new enemies over and over and over again until you do kill him, but to kill him, you have to get through his wall of fire first, so good luck with that.
Sounds like
Then-
you're having a blast.
Dude, then the worst one got me, right? I ran into this dude and I'm like, oh my god, this guy's gonna be like some kind of fucking mini boss. He's this dude, he's super quick, he has a shield, he blocks all of your shots unless he's trying to attack you. So you have to wait for his eyes to flash green when he's about to attack you, and then you can shoot him. Oh, by the way, he summons a spirit dog that you have to shoot with bullets and can't punch physically when he gets too close. And he bites you and it takes your health away. And he's 1.5 times faster than you are.
Damn.
And then this dude, like I said, I thought he was a mini boss. And then he starts showing up in almost every fight. The real kicker that got me, I get the BFG, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I fire this thing, and the dude puts the shield up and stares at it like a stupid little orb floating by and blocks the whole thing. I'm like, dude, this guy just blocked the BFG. What is this game anymore?
They are being disloyal to their loyal fans.
Let me
That's what
tell
it
you.
sounds like to me.
So
Wait,
everything.
Does John
that-
Romero have anything to do with this?
I have no idea.
Wasn't
if
he like
does,
the
I'm
creator of
severely
Doom?
Disappointed.
Or was that just Wolfenstein? John Romero. No, he did Doom, right?
Yeah, he did Doom, but I don't know how involved he is anymore. Whether it's just id and Bethesda taking over.
Somebody like said this. I saw it on a podcast somewhere. I don't remember where, but like they were like,
You watch podcasts?
yeah. Before Doom 2016, all the Doom games had been so bad that when they announced Doom 2016,
Everybody was
it
like,
looked
"Fuck
so
this."
different. It was like
Oh,
there's like like the trailers and stuff before, like there's weird like shotgun kills and like all this stuff. Like people were so out of it, and the expectations were so low that when the game came out, it like blew everybody out of the water with how good it was.
I thought it
Dude,
was.
I thought it was so hyped for that game for a long time.
And then like I think that's like I feel like that like set the expectations so high for this one, and it's like it's.
But the problem is that all that they needed to do was the same thing with a different plot line. Like,
yeah,
who are we chasing this time? Now take me through 6 or 7 worlds and let me shoot a bunch of shit in the face, and then throw a big boss at the end, and I'm satisfied.
yeah.
Like, you know what I loved about 2016 that changes from this one too? Is in 2016 they had the option of the story. There was a story there and it was great, but you didn't need to listen to any of it. You could keep going forward. And there are so many instances where I get stuck. I can't move anything but the camera, and I end up doing this, fucking waving around because I don't want to listen to the story. I just want to go do the next thing, but it freezes me in place to tell me, oh, listen to what's going on, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care, dude. Let me go shoot a demon in the face.
That's another complaint that I heard about this one, was that like they try to like explain everything.
Yeah.
Where like 2016 didn't really explain. It's like you wake up and you're in this weird like crypt thing, and like you don't know why, but like it doesn't matter why. You just start
But
shooting
somebody
stuff.
said
It's like
this
Breath
bitch
of
is
the
evil,
Wild.
and we're going to get her.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I need.
You wake up and you don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, and then like this one, it's like they try to explain all of that, and it's like
30,
that is one thing that I heard about it. That's
36 minutes into the recording.
Yeah.
54
So, like I
minutes
said,
into the live stream.
A lot of
a
people
reminder.
might say that it's like, you know, it's going to get mixed reviews, I imagine. It's got to be like a meh. But for me personally, man, this game is like straight up thumbs down. Man.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Dude,
so now we got a scale here. It's a 3-point scale. 1 means it's shit. 2 means it's all right. And 3 means it's good. I like our 3-point scale. I like that. Yeah.
It's simple.
Yeah.
It works.
It's a nice. And you're
And
giving Doom Eternal a 1.
It's got to be a 1, dude.
Out of
It's
3.
I was excited for this game.
Wait,
Cautiously.
but if it was out of 99, are you still giving it a 33?
Out of 99, would I give it a 33? To be fair, I haven't tried any of the multiplayer yet, which is also a thing that I gave Doom 2016 a chance with. So I haven't looked at that, but assuming that's even close or remotely close to what Doom 2016 is, it's not for me anyway.
Before I tell you, oh, go ahead. Yeah.
But yeah, I would like
33. That's right. Would you give it the 33?
I would give it somewhere in that area. I would say maybe 40.
So 1 out of 3 isn't accurate, I think. Yeah, it's a good scale. I think it works. I think the scale works. Is it good?
Yeah.
Is it bad? Or is it somewhere in the middle? That's
Right.
it. That's all it really comes down to. Before I tell you what I've been playing, I think people would like to see Doom return. Like, instead of get closer to what modern games have spoiled us with, go back to what made Doom so great. And, like, you know, I'm not saying prevent people from looking up and down, but make it so it's just like traversal. Give that old, like, kind of when you're walking, make it the camera do this, you know.
Yep.
And just have the controls, you know, the way that they did Crash Bandicoot remake or remastered. Insane trilogy. The controls stay the same and the graphics get a boost. That's like, anyway. I will avert from going deeper into Doom.
But yeah, that's it for me, man. I can honestly say that I can't wait to finish it so that I can remove it from my hard drive, which is really sad because as soon as I finished 2016, I immediately started it again. So it is a drastic turn for me on this one.
Okay. Doom Eternal gets a thumbs down.
I do have one question that I'm just curious about. How's the music?
Music is still great.
Music
Still the same dude, and it was great in the first one. It's great in this one, so it's just like,
Yeah,
it still keeps up there.
because that was one of my favorite parts about the
2016 was pretty
2016.
cool.
You still get some of the notes, I think, of like the big classics, like the BFG moment from 2016. You still get that like BFG riff, that yeah, you get that nice.
How's that go?
Yes, yeah. So, but that's it for me. That's all
Awesome.
I've been doing
Awesome.
this week.
57 minutes into the stream. That was with 12 minutes or 15 minutes of me with my microphone muted.
Yeah. You know.
Oh, what have I been playing? Have you asked? Nobody asked me how I'm doing, you know?
What have you been playing?
Hey, Mark. How's it going, man?
I finished Katana Zero.
Nice.
Yeah.
I talked about that 2 weeks ago and how I give it tons of praise. That's a instant thumbs up. That's 2 thumbs up for me. Katana Zero, music's great, gameplay's great. It's a try and die, which is a new term that I heard recently, and I like that. That's what Celeste. I've been playing Celeste.
Oh, you started it?
I started Celeste. Try and die also, but with the very cute dialogue sequences that are just like, this is endearing, and I'm rooting for Madeline, the main protagonist. I didn't change her name
Very
because
rootable.
yeah, totally. And it's like, it's a, you know, it's got that puzzle feel to me, so that's why I like it. These games are great. There was one that I played early on, and when I first got the PS4, I was like, oh, PlayStation Plus, let me see what this is all about. And then it came with free games, and one of them was Zeo Drifter, which was like a Metroidvania in the 8-bit style, and terrible. I just hated it because you didn't really die. It was just like, go explore and find stuff in this world with a really shitty graphical style. And it's like Celeste, the gameplay is so solid that it doesn't matter that the graphics are older. You know what I mean? It's great. Like, so just the comparison of like very similar graphics. I don't know if you've ever seen Zeo Drifter, which is a early PlayStation Network sort of Metroidvania style game. Fuck that game. But Celeste, top of the line. it's good shit. So I've been playing Celeste. I finished Katana Zero, and my life these days is Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it is, for all of its flaws, so good. And I will not shy away from the flaws. I'll talk about it briefly because we didn't really get a chance to dive into it 2 weeks ago. And people who know, they just know that the original Final Fantasy VII did something when it came out. Like, it took that 2D sprite-based Final Fantasy formula and put it into pre-rendered backgrounds and 3D polygon character models, and the active time battle, which it's turn-based, but you always feel like you're doing something. And they somehow translated that into a modern game that's just works so well. It's so very weeby Japanese, like it's
anime.
Yeah, man, it's the horniest game around. It really is, man. It's wild. Spoilers, minor spoilers for Final Fantasy VII. If you haven't played it and you don't want to know, turn away right now. But there's a scene, an infamous scene. You've heard bigger spoilers than this already. But there's an infamous scene where Cloud has to cross-dress to get into this kind of like really risque sort of establishment, and with the way that they do it in the remake it blew my. I was like, oh my god, they're actually. When I saw when they first teased it, I was like, they're really doing the cross-dressing scene. It was basically, it was like a quick little part of the original game. Bro, you get on stage and start dancing with this dude and like do this whole choreograph. Like, you gotta, like, it's like it turns into a rhythm game for a second. Like, sorry for the spoilers, but it's like I was playing this shit. I'm like, yo, for as weird and corny and horny and like just totally out of control that this is, I'm having so much fun playing it.
It's 2020, Cloud. You're gonna have to take one.
Seriously. Discord censored you. I don't know exactly what you said, but I'm sure it was. No, it really did. Your audio cut out for a second.
Oh, my bad. I said it's 2020, Cloud. You're gonna have to take a team.
It did. It cut out again, but I heard it. Take one for the team. That's so funny. They're just like, they're hedging their bets.
Nope.
They're not taking a chance on you.
You say this is 2020, but, and then just goes like, no, mute him, stop there.
But I've got about 35 hours on the game clock of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I'm telling you, I think 5 hours of that has accumulated of me just sitting in the pause menu messing with the materia, which, if you're not familiar with Final Fantasy VII, materia is like how you get abilities and magic and summons and can do all this like crazy, and it's all there from the original. Like, there's all your weapons and armor have slots, and the slots accept materia, and it's up to you which materia you want to put into your weapons and your armor. Some of the weapons and some of the armor has materia slots that are connected. So if you could pair, if you put materia in the connected slots, you could pair certain materia to other materia. So you could put, like, in the original, lightning materia and then all materia, and then it turns your lightning attack will attack, instead of just one enemy, it'll attack all the enemies, right? In the remake, I haven't seen an all materia yet, but they have magnify, right? So you can cast your lightning spell. If it's paired with magnify, it'll expand the range of that spell, but decrease the power of it. Or you can elect to not expand the range, right? You push L1 and it puts it back into just a solid full power on one enemy. Like, every aspect of the game is there, and it's better. Like, you can kind of tell, like, where they spent their millions of dollars. Like, you look at the main character models, and they're gorgeous, And then you look at the NPCs, and it looks like it was drawn with a fucking crayon. You know what I mean? Like, so there's some caveats. You climb a lot of ladders. You know what I mean? There's a lot of like, go this way. Yeah, there's a 14-foot gap in this wall that you totally could walk through, or like if you could jump 2 feet, you could climb this wall. But like, no, you can't go that way. Go this way. So they're telling the Final Fantasy VII story, and they're showing you like, look what we can do. Like, it's a particle effect city. You know what I mean? Like, they're just going nuts with the particle effects when you do the summons, where you summon like the deities to come into battle and help you. Like, now they just, instead of just doing an animation and a fuckload of damage, they'll like hang out for a little bit and do attacks, and you can like pick attacks for them, and then they'll end with their big fucking like crazy attack that'll take like a substantial amount of hit points from that. So anyway, I could go on and on and on and on about Final Fantasy VII. It's my game of the year so far, and if something beats this game at the end of the year for soundtrack of the year, then that will be the best soundtrack ever, because the soundtrack for this game is unfucking real. Like, even if you never heard any of the original songs before, like, there's this one song, it's so iconic in this one section of the original Final Fantasy, and they took it and turned it into like this, you know, D Antwoord, that South African, like, it's like the two really weird looking, the guy and the girl, they're South African, like, rap. They call themselves like Zeph style. No, you never heard of them? D Antwoord, whatever.
No.
If you saw a picture, they did that movie Choppy. You know that movie Choppy with the little robot? No? You guys don't know D Antwoord? Anyway, nah. Can I share it? Can I fucking pull it up?
I did hear some, like, because I'm very interested in this. Like I said, I was kind of trying to decide on what I wanted to do with Final Fantasy VII, where it's like, I've never played it.
Yeah.
But I've heard all these good things about it, and it's like,
I'm in the same boat.
They just ported it to the Switch. Like, do I buy the Switch version and play that, or do I buy the remake, which looks way better, but only get like a third of the story? And like, I don't know, like, I feel like I've been like in this like weird, like, I don't know which one I want. Do I want the whole thing, but it looked way worse?
You see these guys?
Be not as like detailed.
Yep.
Have you seen them before? I'm not playing the audio so it doesn't get flagged on YouTube, but you've never heard of these guys.
They look familiar, yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, the music is like legit. It's this crazy South African rap where they speak in like Afrikaans, you know, that language that they speak in South Africa, and like it's half English, half that, and it's wild. But the music is crazy. Anyway, the point is they take this iconic Final Fantasy VII song and like incorporate music like this into it, and it's like this hard-hitting hip-hop, drum and bass, like electronic fucking it's just with a solid backbeat. Every time I'll just sit there on the pause menu and listen to this music. Like, that's why my game clock is so high and I'm still not done with it yet, because I hear people are beating this game in like 30 hours or something, and I'm like, I feel like I'm I'll probably say I'm like 70% through it, maybe like 68% through it, you know? I don't know. Anyway, I love Final Fantasy VII. The remake is everything I wanted it to be. It's a little corny. The dialogue is kind of meh.
What I was gonna ask
it's great.
you is like,
it's great.
I was reading because I couldn't decide on like what I wanted to do, whether I wanted
the combat is so good. Yeah, so go ahead.
No, like whether I wanted to get the remake and wait like 30 years to get the full game, or I wanted to just play the full game now, just not as cool. Like, I looked at I think it was like Kotaku or some like reputable video game site did a like if you've never played Final Fantasy VII, like spoiler-free review of it, and like they described it, and I thought this was like a unique play on words, which I'm curious as to like what you think since you've played the original.
Yeah.
Was they described it as all killer but a lot of filler.
Totally. I would agree with that 100%. But here's what I'm going to recommend to you, man. I would say pick up the remake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Play through it and get to the end, because I know you could do it. And when it comes to the side stories and like the bonus shit, you could, like the side missions that you could do, like do them. But if they feel like they're getting boring to you, skip them, and because you can do that shit post game. Get to the end of that game, and then if you like it, and only if you like it, because I'm not sitting here going to be one of those people that say like, oh, if you don't like it, you don't know what you're talking about. If you like it, you suck. I would say get through the end of that game, and then go play through Final Fantasy VII and see like because this is what it's Blessing Adeoye Jr., the guy who does P.S. I Love You XOXO with Greg Miller now. This is how he did it. He never played the original. He said he played like the first 20 minutes of the original like 3 different times, which a lot of people do. And then he played the remake, saw it through to the end. Now he's hooked on the original because he's like, oh yeah, I blasted through what the remake covers of the original in like 8 hours. Like I got through all that stuff, and now I'm like getting onto the rest of the story. And now I'm really excited to see what the next installment of the remake, how it like does, because they do change some stuff a little bit, but it's really cool. You'll see like a whole chapter of the remake you can get through in like 20 minutes on the original. Like they gloss over so much on the original, basically. Like they're really telling a deeper story, you know?
So I was like watching the Giant Bomb podcast.
Yeah.
They were
Boom.
they had 2 people who had never played the original that were playing the remake, but watching a playthrough of the original, like as they go through like certain story points, and they said that they were like at 20 hours in the remake, they were only 3 hours in the original. Like that was like the, you know, like how much more the remake like adds and stuff, but
right,
I don't know, I still just, there's something about it where like I feel like I'm really gonna like it.
Do you like anime at all?
Yeah,
then
like,
you'll probably like this game. Like that's really what it comes down to.
I feel like I'm really gonna like it, which then it turns me off to know that I'm only getting like a small part of the story.
Holy shit. Somebody found us on this new channel.
Yeah, dude, who is this guy?
Who's this guy in the chat?
Admia-san.
Add me, son.
Add me, son.
I know his first and last name. I guess that his middle name must be Michael. It's gotta be.
Yeah.
What's up,
I don't know. It's not like I just know, but...
Hey, man. 1 hour and 13 minutes into the live stream, and we're done with our first segment. So, but this is okay because this is a new format here. We're and
also we had 2 weeks, right? Like we had
2 weeks. Yeah, but we've only been talking about what we've been playing, and we like did deep dives on everything. Anyway, Final Fantasy VII gets 2 thumbs up from me.
To play games.
Katana Zero, 2 thumbs up. Final Fantasy
VII.
You
realize if you give it 2 thumbs up, you've just created a 5-point scale system.
Okay, so 1 thumb up.
Katana Zero is pretty good.
Katana Zero is good. Did you finish it?
I haven't beat it. No.
You're probably really close. Okay, so
I think I'm really close.
Seeing as how I didn't record the intro and I don't have a jingle for the rapid fire news, I'm going to play the jingle that didn't get recorded for this podcast, which is royalty free music, right? Here it goes. We're gonna do rapid fire news now. So this is one of the big format changes. Let me wait till this music stops playing. Ooh, yeah. This is one of the big format changes. We had rapid fire news, and then we had a couple of topics, and we tried to get through all of it, and always ended up by the end of the podcast, Pop would be like, 6 drinks in and be like, "Fuck you guys, shut up! I'm just talking about whatever I want." Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we crammed everything. We have 10 topics. And rapid fire news works like this: we put 2 minutes on the clock. We talk about each topic. When the bell dings, it's kind of like Around the Horn on ESPN. We just get as much as we can out about it in 2 minutes, and we move on to the next thing. So this is a solid. This is gonna be 20 minutes, and then we're done. If I do it right, if I play the timer correctly. So. And I was telling Mike before we started, this is what I did. I went into the document, and then I went backwards through the list and clicked on each link, and I have all the links opened up in order. So if you guys want to do it that way, I mean, that's up to you, but you could just... You guys maybe know the stories. Some of you guys... Well, what it is that we all pick... topics that we kind of think maybe aren't going to be the biggest headlines, but now that's turned into just all of our topics are rapid fire. We're just going to blast through everything. Let's try and get through it. Are you ready? Oh yeah. So I'll start it off. Go ahead.
Real quick before we get into this,
A question for Admison?
No.
Oh.
A question for you guys. Like,
Yeah.
is the stream quality like blurry for you? Because it is for me, and I can't tell if it's
Well, I have it paused, so I'm not using so much bandwidth, but
yeah.
let me refresh the page and see what it looks like real quick.
It says 720/60 for me, but like it definitely like not.
No, it looks good for me.
Okay,
mine looks alright too.
Maybe it's just my fucking Florida internet.
Damn, Florida man has shitty internet.
Oh, before we dive into this, just because I saw the ad at the top of the page, Hip Hop, you picking up Predator?
Fuck that.
Dude,
I answered for him.
You did?
Yeah, it was on the Epic. They did like a free weekend or whatever on the Epic Game Store.
Oh, and that's enough?
Sunday.
Oh, it's
Sunday.
ass? No way.
It's exactly like it's like the same expectations you had for Friday the 13th. It's the same thing. It's like, shit. And also it's the same team that worked on it. I get it. It's not a good game, but it's a good IP. Cool.
Yeah.
How do they get the rights to this shit? Is it because nobody cares? I don't. This is not a topic. We'll talk about this later.
Yeah, Fox owns it, so they just cracked it.
They don't care.
Fox.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to put 2 minutes on the clock. We're going to go run through this list of topics that we have. Where's the clock? Right here. So I'm going to hit start, and the first thing we're talking about is Sony announces a couple of weeks ago their play-at-home initiative, which means whether or not you subscribe to PlayStation Plus, you get 2 free games. Well, technically you get 4 free games because you get the Uncharted the Nathan Drake collection, which is Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. Remastered with better textures and higher frame rates, and there it is. Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, great games. You know, biased opinion, but I think most people will agree that
it's definitely a great value if you buy it, let alone free.
Yeah, sure, totally. And then when you bought it for $60, you're getting all 3 games for $20 a piece in better resolution. The other one is Journey, which is a classic on PS3. I didn't get to the end of it when I played it, but I think you can get through Journey in like 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
I played for like an hour and a half, and then I was like falling asleep because I probably was, I don't know,
not because of the game. It's probably because you're old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Because the game's fantastic.
I've never actually played Journey, so I might have to
download it. It's free for everybody who has a PlayStation right now. It's free. You don't need any subscriptions.
And
then it's yours to keep forever.
Without any spoilers, it's like a good time to download it and play it.
Yeah.
Because it's free.
Totally.
I'll just say that. Like
I own the first game, and I own Journey already, so this doesn't work for me. But the question is, with 25 seconds left on the clock, do you think that Sony, while they probably won't announce something like this, do you think they'll continue to encourage this with their play-at-home initiative as long as this quarantine kind of pandemic is going on?
It makes sense for them, right? Like
they don't want to give away everything for free, though.
They don't. Like,
no,
I
but
can't
it is
see them
good exposure during this time.
Ding.
So, stay home, play a game.
Like I don't see them giving away
Sony.
God of War, but like
Right, but that was the bell. So shut up.
Knack 2, maybe.
Nag too. Loot box let me start this clock again. Loot box warnings are to be added to video games through the ESRB. I think this is This is really kind of an interesting thing. This broke a couple of weeks ago too. Parents and consumers in general of video games are going to get a warning on the outside of the box if it contains in-app purchases like loot boxes that will essentially be a dice roll. You spend real money to get something that maybe you want. What do you think of this? I mean, this is for like the kids who spends $3,000 on his parents' credit card on FIFA because.
But also, like, I feel like what I took away from this is like it's a good idea. Like, it definitely should be a thing. But also, the parent that gets the credit card that like the kid that takes the credit card and spends $3,000 is also not going to be the parent that is looking for like the warning on the video game box.
Not
right?
even a little bit.
Yeah, like I feel like it's not going to affect that at all.
No. I mean, just putting it on there is basically just the game people and the rating gear, right? Like covering
the
their
rating,
own asses to be like, no, it's on there.
The electronics something ratings board is independent entity, right? That
right.
They don't work with the video game companies. They just
right. But I'm saying I'm not sure who they come after when they say, "Hey, it didn't say this on the label." Like it needed to say that.
And then also too, like
I say electronics, it's the entertainment software ratings board. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I feel like this also ignores like it's a good idea, but also like I feel like in an age where we're pushing more towards digital content, like it's like, hey, 8-year-old me is not going to be like, hey mom, I want Madden, but also look at these warnings on the PlayStation Store that I have to show. Like it's just going to be like, hey, I want the new football game. Can you buy it for me? Right? Like I feel like.
Hey, I thought you knew 2 minutes when you were talking about your hot pockets, bro.
He
that
said
was it.
2 minutes
That was
and
the
10
bell.
seconds.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
Takes that
sorry.
10 seconds to get.
No, Minecraft ray tracing. I have no frame of reference, so please go ahead.
So Minecraft god tier game to begin with, but then it's like they're like, hey, what if like we partnered with Nvidia and added ray tracing and made the game look like the fucking craziest thing you've ever seen? Like I don't know if you guys have like what like I haven't personally like played with the ray tracing and stuff enabled, but like like the videos of it's just crazy. Like it's like this game where it's
we talked about this before.
Yeah, like this is like it just went live this past week.
When we talked about it before, it was talking about the ability to be able to do it. So they're going to try it with Minecraft, and it does, dude. It looks
crazy.
So
the water,
good.
The water, like the reflections of like you can see your character walk up to the water, and it's like Minecraft isn't in itself a like graphically intense game.
Yeah.
But like the videos that you can go out there and look of like Minecraft in now 4K ray trace, like it's crazy. It's like unbelievable that this
gorgeous.
Game that I bought for like $14 10 years ago is now like one of the prettiest games that I could play right now. Like
and that's
mind blowing.
Something like Minecraft. I mean, now imagine taking that with a game that they've already put all this effort into. I mean, take your top running PC Grand Theft Auto 5 and add ray tracing to it.
Yeah.
Like it's just gonna make everything look that much. It's
gonna make everything look better. And it seems like not only like from what I've heard about ray tracing, not only does it make everything look better, but it also like takes away things that make games run worse. So like not only are you getting a better looking game, but you're also getting a better running game. Right. Which like Minecraft maybe isn't the best example because it's so like simple, it runs really well anyway, but like a game that is more graphically intensive, like now you're getting this thing that makes it run better and look better.
That was 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Amazon leaks?
Amazon leak. So I put this one in here. Basically, like I think it was like Amazon, like the French Amazon or whatever, like some Amazon in another country, leaked a bunch of PlayStation 4 games coming to PC.
So the article that you shared though has been updated since then, just so that
yes.
know,
So
right.
Sony came out and was like, "Hey, we haven't announced anything. None of this."
Oh wait,
is,
so
like,
wait,
accurate."
what was the leaks though? The original leaks were.
The leaks were like it was like. So Horizon Zero Dawn has already been announced for PC, and they said other games were coming, but not all of them.
Mhm.
But the leak was like Persona 5, Days Gone, Last of Us 2,
Gran Turismo
Sport,
Bloodborne, Persona
Bloodborne.
5.
Yeah, like there was a handful of really popular, or it seems to be popular. Obviously, Last of Us hasn't come out, but like you imagine like Last of Us going to be popular. Like it was a handful of popular PlayStation games
Mhm.
that they leaked coming to PC. And Sony, like I haven't read the update, but like I did see since I put this in here because this was for last week that Sony came out and was like, "Hey, we haven't announced anything. None of this is true." But they didn't say like, "Hey, these games aren't coming to PC." They just said like, "We haven't announced anything, so none of this is accurate."
Mhm.
Which to me like almost comes off as like we just aren't ready to announce these things, but they are accurate. Like I don't know, it seems like a like
A bullshit cover up. I mean, come
it
on.
seems like
Not
a
a
thing.
cover
Yeah,
up,
like, it
like,
seems like
but
and like one of the games that I'm super interested in, like Days Gone, right? Like I've been
Yeah.
thinking about buying Days Gone for PlayStation a lot. I would be so much more interested since it's a like shooter focused game. I'd be so much more interested if I could get that on PC.
Yeah.
And so like that's what it's intriguing. Like Bloodborne,
ding.
like Gran Turismo, right? Like those are controller games, but I don't know. I think it's accurate.
Let's go to the media screen real quick. And
Yeah. So this one I also added. This music video is completely separate from the Fortnite event, right? But Fortnite got me. They hooked me back. This is what I was telling you guys about Fortnite, right? Is like, regardless if you like Travis Scott, like I'm not the huge Travis Scott fan. Like, I can't say that like I listen to his music.
yeah, right.
But it's like I would recommend that both of you at some point, like it's probably like 7-8 minutes long, go and find on YouTube.
It's right here. There it is.
Yeah. So it's like 10 minutes long, right? Like this is an in-game event. You have to think this is a free battle royale game that you could have just stumbled across, and then all of a sudden you're getting this. It's like a concert, and it's crazy. Like it's insane what they're doing. Like it's crazy. Like regardless of if you like the music or like you like Fortnite the game, like it is extremely impressive in what they're pulling off.
I mean,
It's crazy.
this is my problem with this kind of music is that I think it's terrible lyrically because I'm a fan of hip hop. I feel like I'm a student of hip hop in a way, but
Yeah.
but lyrically it's shit. But it's like I hear
But I'm
it.
talking
and
more
just like,
about the game itself, right? Like
I like it.
lyrically,
You know what I
whatever,
mean? Like so that's a quandary that I have because I like the way it sounds. I do.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this
But
shit
just the
slaps
fact
a
that
little
they
bit,
have
but
this like giant character animated in a game, and like the way it started, where it's like 4 weeks ago there was this little pink dot that you could see in the sky in Fortnite, and you're like, what is that? Why is there this weird pink star in the sky? And then slowly over the course of weeks, it got closer and closer to the map. And then like at a certain point, if you built all the way up to the very like top level of the map and looked at the star, you could hear like a beat like slightly, and you're
Really?
like, what is that? And then like all of a sudden people are like, hey, this sounds like a Travis Scott song. Like
that's
I
funny.
think this might be.
That's
and then,
cool
like,
that they do that.
slowly over time. It's just the way that they do these events, and
No,
like
that's
they
cool.
promote-
I didn't.
It's like
I didn't start the
groundbreaking.
timer for this, by the way.
they announced that there was for the first. They did multiple showings of the concert for different regions.
Ding.
But like
A
the
word in
first one
allergy
they
wisdom.
did, they
Trying
announced
new
that they had
things is
12
easy.
million
And now you can try
concurrent
Zysol for
players
free.
in the game for it, which is crazy. Like that's like a feat in itself. Let's get 12 million players to play your game at once.
That is
Like,
pretty nuts.
That's crazy. Like,
But
I don't
that
know.
makes me wonder the difference between like
Just put a commercial just
sport-
played in my ears, and I think it got recorded. Sorry. Whoops.
is Fortnite actually like a good
Hey,
game?
hey,
or did
hey,
they
hey!
build
What? This is rapid fire.
a
We're
good
still talking about
community?
this bullshit, man. I didn't set the timer. It doesn't mean we could just talk about Fortnite forever. GTA 6 is a thing. Go.
Oh, is it?
You
Is it
motherfuckers.
though? Is it though?
Yeah. GTA 6, they're talking about. So, what they talked about with GTA 6 is that they're thinking about releasing a smaller game with and expand it with regular updates, which a small game by Rockstar standards is still a pretty big game, I would guess.
Yeah.
GTA 6, I don't know. I honestly, it's so weird. I'm like, with this pandemic happening, I'm like, I don't care if they push the dates back for the next generation consoles, because we're still, obviously, we're being shown right now that we're getting a lot of use out of our current hardware. Like, we don't need anything new right now. So when it comes to GTA 6, I'm like, well, it just kind of seems to make sense, but from a business standpoint and from a player standpoint. Like, everybody still seems like they're
Playing
having
GTA
a
5.
lot of fun with
Online.
GTA
Yeah.
Online, and I know that the next GTA is going to include, probably expand upon what GTA Online already is, and you're going to be able to bring your character to the new GTA Online. I'm sure of that. Like, that's
Right.
no question. If they don't do that,
There's
they're
too much
fucking up.
money in that economy there.
Right. But a new Grand Theft Auto story, now that's interesting, and a new place to play. That's we've always heard rumors of, like, it's going to be a country. You're going to be able to fly. They did New York, they did LA, they could do a new Vice City.
Yep.
They could. But
I'm
why don't we
interested
bring
in
it
that
back?
idea.
Why don't we bring it back to Europe? Like, why don't we go, like, can we do Grand Theft Auto in Japan? Like,
GTA. Oh, Rising Sun.
let's do GTA
Chinatown
in,
Wars.
like, Brazil. Like, let's go somewhere else. Like, forget about New York and then ding.
GTA Down Under.
The next, so that's it. If we're sticking with rapid fire, that was 2 minutes.
All right, let's do it.
This next one, Games Radar. This Games Radar article about Resident Evil 4 remake is coming in 2022 from a new studio. New reports say.
Ooh.
But I mean, forget about the new studio. Forget about the rumors. Does a Resident Evil 4 remake surprise you?
A little bit.
Do you
I
think
mean,
we
not-
need it?
No, not at all. I think that I'm not totally surprised with the remake of 1 that they did, and everyone loved that, and did 2, and it was a huge thing. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" But they did 3, and it was kind of like, yeah, you guys did it, but
Did you need to do it?
why? 2 was great. It was a thing, and 3 could have been awesome, but you really just took a lot of the same stuff and crafted it into this other game. And then, I'm not surprised that they're pushing for 4, but it's kind of sad that they're doing 4, because I think 4 probably holds up the best in a lot of people's minds.
Mhm.
Because 5 and 6 were so fucking out there and ludicrous that 4 is the best one.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other ones like Code Veronica. I hear all the time people say, "Hey man, you want to remake it? Give me Code Veronica again."
But the one thing I will say about 4 though is 4 is my favorite Resident Evil, but it's you cannot go back and play that game. The controls for that game are so
I've never
terrible.
played it, but is it true that you can't move and shoot at the same time?
Yes,
Yes.
So basically, that game is built.
But
to
wasn't that
play
Resident Evil 1
perfectly.
too?
But what I'm
I
saying
don't
is,
know.
yes,
I haven't played games that were from fucking 30 years old in a long time.
So my thing, right, is yes, that's also Resident Evil 2, right? Resident Evil 2 was tank controls, and they
Ding.
remade Resident Evil 2 into new controls, and it's
Yeah.
fantastic, which is what I think they can do with Resident Evil 4.
So
I know the time's up, but I just want to touch. I just want to touch on.
you
a
just
second.
want to
I added
touch
it-
people in their
Yeah,
special no-no place?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I added it at the end. Resident Evil 8. Like I
Oh,
figured we could throw.
We could
this in
just
here
we could
where
just
it's
make
like-
it its own topic. So 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Resident
I guess
Evil 8
so.
rumors.
So-
Go ahead.
So Resident Evil 8 rumors came out where it kind of goes with Resident Evil 4, where they were planning like the leaks and then confirmed by multiple sources were that they were planning on making a Resident Evil spin-off
Okay.
where it's like werewolves and vampires and like weird shit that like don't necessarily fall into the like Resident Evil zombies type thing, but that it turned like they tested it and it tested so well that they just decided to expand on it and make it the new Resident Evil 8.
I did
And that
also hear that.
it takes a lot of inspiration from Resident Evil 4.
The Resident
Where,
Evil
like-
The Village.
Yeah, like that's the and the VIII or whatever is the
VIL is gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah,
the
yeah.
right.
But like
Stupid.
I don't know, anything that like I said, Resident Evil 4 is my favorite game. So if they're making something in inspiration of that, I'm excited for it. I
Wait,
think
you
the
said
big
your
flaw-
favorite game you can't even go back and play right now?
Yes. Like Resident Evil 4 to me is the best Resident Evil game, but it's impossible to play now based off modern day shooters.
That's how I
'Cause
felt
the
about
controls
Mario
are-
Sunshine. I feel like
the
that game controls
are
like
so
pure
bad.
shit.
Yes. Like if Mario Sunshine didn't have inverted controls, it would be
Great.
like in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best Mario platformer.
Do you think
But
they'll bring
because
back
it
the
has
Flood in
inverted
Odyssey
controls,
too?
like, the Flood is fine. I think it's the inverted controls. But
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing with Resident Evil 4. That the control, like the shooting controls, makes it terrible.
Is Resident
Those
Evil
four
8? We
games
got
you
15
control.
seconds left. Is Resident Evil 8 gonna be first person?
No, I think it'll be like God of War or Resident Evil 4, like third person over the shoulder, like you can see the character.
Will it have
Like-
VR?
I hope so.
Yes,
Ding.
that was another rumor, was that VR, but not PlayStation exclusive this time.
Sony has patented a robot friend who will play games and watch movies with you. Now,
Dude.
before we get into why this is ridiculous and why the picture of a little cloud with
No.
eyes and feet,
Grimace from fucking McDonald's.
grimace. Yeah. I just want to say that when I went to the Sony store in New York City, the little Aibo dog. I know I went into a pretty long diatribe
Stats
about
for
this.
that thing, dude.
Yeah, well, it's this thing. The patent is the patent. I don't want to read too much into it. They're not going to release a cloud shaped fucking robot.
Dude, I hope they do.
They're
want it to
not.
look like a
But
drawing.
if anything, it's going to be like the dog. It's going to be a companion for people who maybe are in special Think about the Microsoft Adaptive Controller for handicapped people. It's going to be like that. It's going to be somebody to play games with you and somebody to interact with for people who maybe can't handle being with another human person, or maybe another human person can't handle being with this person for whatever reason. Like maybe playing games with a friend will calm them down, but maybe every once in a while this person will swing their arms
I want it to
around
talk
wildly
shit
and
to me.
yeah, apparently it's got technology to understand. I don't know. People, I don't want to hear any of the, they're gonna program it to have emotion, because that's not what it is. This is all artificial intelligence.
I
It's
just
the
want
way
it to
that
look like a frayed like teddy bear, like that drawing. I want it to look like that, like it's just weird, like circle, oval shaped like thing with a face.
it's gonna be a humanoid version of the Aibo dog. That's my
presses
guess.
buttons. Like,
Okay. Ding. Thank God. Stupid thing. PlayStation 5 will reportedly be hard to find after it launches later this year and could cost as much as $550. I want to head steer this one too, because we all made predictions about the release date, the reveal, and the price of the PS5.
all of us were wrong on the release.
And we all
We
missed it.
all missed the release date, but I think I think it would have been revealed by now if it hadn't been
Yeah.
for this shit that's going on. But I don't know. I'm worried about Sony, to be honest with you. Microsoft seems like they're hitting every beat exactly what they're
Yeah.
supposed to be doing, and Sony looks like they're like trying to figure out a way to say our machine's not as powerful but gonna cost the same, and here's why you should buy it. And they're started with the control. I don't know what their deal is, but all I know is you look at the numbers. If the thing doesn't sell as much as the PS4 does, that's because what we just said. The PS4 is still kicking ass, right?
Yeah.
There's no reason to buy a PS5 yet. And I think that might be why we're not hearing anything, because people are starting to realize, like, we're just competing with ourselves if we release this PS5. Yeah? Why is Pop so drunk?
I'm not.
But if the thing costs $500, I won't be surprised, but I'm still sticking to my guess of $450. People are saying that it's tacky to have a price point that's like a $450 or a $550 because it makes you seem greedy. But I think if Xbox Series X launches at $500, which I'm pretty sure it most certainly will, the PS4 could gain some ground if they launch at $450.
For sure.
Especially, I really have this inclination that PS5 is going to every PS5 is going to come with Dreams pre-installed or a download code for Dreams. So basically, unlimited games when you buy a PS5. Like, if they don't do that, they're fucking up. Ding.
I'll talk more about this when we talk about it.
Mario Maker 2 got its final major update, and I say major. So, it's pretty much everything that everybody's been wanting. A world maker. You got some little nod to Mario 2. You got new enemies. 7 Koopalings. So you could have all. You could essentially make your own Mario game at this point.
Yeah.
You could make an entire Mario game right now.
Yep.
I'm excited to fire that back up, but I have to finish Final Fantasy first. But then I'm getting back on some Mario Maker DOS. What do you guys think about this?
I was still kind of hoping, like, there was a rumor for a while there that they were going to add, like, a Mario 64, like,
That
maker.
That'd be wild.
And, like, I don't know, like, as cool as this is, like, to me, like, Mario Maker 1 and Mario Maker 2 kind of, like, blend together almost. Like, obviously, I know Mario Maker 2 adds a bunch, but, like, that's kind of the next evolution.
Does anybody...
I would love to go in and make, like, a N64 style, like, 3D...
I'm pausing the timer real quick just so I could ask.
Level.
Hey, Google, how many units has Mario Maker 2 sold?
Not more than fucking Animal Crossing.
As of the 30th of September 2019, Super Mario Maker 2 had sold 3.93 million copies compared to the original
Okay.
4.01 million.
So, yeah, that whatever date that said, that I think I heard that they sold about 5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm blaming. Oh, I'm starting the clock again. That's wrong on the people. That's the consumer's fault. Like, Super Mario Maker 2 should have not released it on the Wii U and saved it for the Switch, and just Mario Maker 1 and 2 should have been one game, and it should have just blown people's minds now. They should have just waited. They brought that out on a system that nobody cared about, and it's such a great thing that nobody cares about now. Like,
See, like, that's my thing is, like, I don't even know that it's the people's fault for not selling better. I feel like it's Nintendo's fault because, like, Mario Maker 2, like, wasn't marketed whatsoever at all. It was announced.
It was basically
like,
for everybody who bought Mario Maker.
Yeah, it was announced in a direct at the end of January in 2019, and then it came out in, like, July of 2009. Like, there was no build up, there was nothing. It was just like, hey, you liked Mario Maker? Here's Mario Maker 2. Like, and that was it. Like, there was no like build up or like incentive to buy. So for like new people that are like getting into the Switch that didn't have a Wii U, it's like, I don't know what this is.
Right.
Like, oh, they're also releasing Super Mario Land for what Super Mario Deluxe or whatever the fuck it's called. Like, why wouldn't I just buy that one? You know what I mean? Like, there was no distinction between the two. So I feel like, I don't know. It's like, I feel like it's more Nintendo's fault for the marketing of it.
That's all our topics for Rapid Fire News. I'm going to go AFK screen real quick, take a quick little break, go run to the bathroom, and we'll come back and talk about our main topic of the episode.
Woo!
So we'll see you in a few.
Yee.
I love that picture. That's Pop's away screen. Yo,
Yeah, I gotta show my cake off sometimes.
I like how Admison is calling you out by your real name in the chat.
I know, dude.
Yo, I'm just saying,
Adam.
if we ever do, Adam, if we ever do make this into something that becomes trains on my side, if we ever make it into something that's like legit, we gotta go by the real names
Dude.
to make it sound more professional.
I mean, I'm fine. You guys can call me daddy all you want.
You could call me fucking White Clawed Douche. This is my third one. Kenneth.
This guy.
Oh man, that's fucked up.
Yo, we've been live for almost 2 hours. Our recorded video is an hour and a half. We could we could wrap it up, but you know the main topic that the way that I was kind of excuse you, the way that I was anticipating this format change was that we would take all the bullshit stories and do the rapid fire, and then pick one main topic. Which this week we just kind of me and Mike decided last night that maybe it should just kind of round up some of the stuff or what we're thinking about this next generation of consoles. I think, you know, we could really get into some shit, but if we want to keep it succinct and just wrap this up after a brief discussion about the next generation, I mean, it's really kind of, we just kind of summed it up before, right? Like Sony seems like they're, I don't want to say
has no hype behind them.
Yeah, I don't want to say that they're scared, but they're just being, I think, cautious in a maybe not so positive way.
I have the perfect example.
Okay.
Sony is like Ninja that just moved to Mixer. It's like, you had all the hype, but
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's so many things I think that Sony could have done. Like, they could have released a machine that played every iteration of
that's
play.
a possibility.
You're dreaming, man. Unless that thing comes out in 2025.
This is my take on Sony is that like either it's one of two things. Either they're really like brain dead as far as like what the community wants and how to please them and how to announce them. Like they're like awful with that, which kind of seems like what they've been doing.
But they weren't. They weren't.
That's what I'm saying. Like they weren't, right? But like I don't know. They got like kind of cocky with the PS4 selling so well, and it's like, oh, PlayStation 2 sells so well, and then PlayStation 3 $600, fuck it, right? Like I don't know. Like, you know, they got rid of like all of the people that I feel like were the like forefront of Sony. Is like Sean Layden gone, like. You know, like, fucking, the other guy,
Shuhei, he was...
No, Shuhei got moved to a different role that's, like, made up. That's not really anything.
Indie games.
Yeah, like, indie, creative, inspirational man. Like, it's like, what? What is that? Like, and then, the guy who brought in fucking,
Herman?
Oh, what's his name? No, not Herman. Herman got promoted, but, it's not Sean Layden. It's
Jack
the other
Ryan.
guy, the other Sony guy.
Jack Ryan.
Like,
no.
What is his name? He's like super like known. I feel like Andrew House.
Oh.
Andrew House like also left like kind of abruptly. Like it was like weird. Like he was just like, "Hey, I'm retiring," and like I feel like him and Sean Layden were like the face of PlayStation, right? Like, and they both left, and then Shuhei got pushed to this weird new role, and like, it just seems like they're going in a different direction. And so I feel like they're either so confident in what they're not telling everybody that they just don't give a fuck about like what they are throwing out. It's like, fuck it, show the controller, who cares? Because when we reveal this thing, it's going to be at a crazy price nobody expects, and we're going to show all these like details and all these games that people like. I feel like it's either that route or they really just have no idea, and it's like, show the controller because we think it's cool, yeah. And it's like, well, nobody thought it was cool, dude.
I mean, I don't think that it's that weird. Like, that's maybe a unique sort of strategy to reveal your controller, but I think like everybody was super stoked to see it.
So,
but like Xbox already showed their machine and their controller. Yeah. Like, so what do you like? They're probably still redesigning the console and showing it to people and saying like, "Do you like this?" And they're going, hell no. Like, I've seen so many fan mock-ups that I'm like, if it was this, it would be sick. It looks like a PS4 Slim, but like slimmer.
That's what so like they kind of confirmed that, right? Like Sony press came out and said the only reason they revealed the controller.
I'm ready to really get into this now because now I'm getting a little fucking heated about what they're doing. These motherfuckers, man.
So they've come out.
Yo, turn your phone on silent.
Yeah, I know. My bad. Sorry, I got those gaming deal tweets.
That's
just going
Tinder.
on, dude. Death Stranding for PS4, $25 at GameStop right now.
Nobody
Yeah,
cares.
you right now.
GameStop.
down the
You know what?
street.
I'm going on record and I'm saying it right here, and you can
This is how I
you can
got you
clip
guys that
this, Admison.
fucking
You want to clip this?
Cyber or Hypnospace deal was this tweet.
Okay, fair. I respect it. Oh my god, with the
Just
fucking shit.
DualShock 4, Glacier White, $44.
I already have that. I already have that twice.
Look,
Come on,
listen,
man.
I don't know.
I got every controller except the green olive Call of Duty one, and the
That one's kind of sick with the bright orange like
no,
details.
no, I have that one. That's the
Okay.
gray with the bright orange. I have that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Call of Duty. I think it was 3 or some. It's green. It's olive green, like camo green, but with not camo. It's just the solid green, olive drab. That's what. Anyway, man, what was I gonna say?
Sony.
Generic green.
My point is.
Oh yeah,
Sony-
that it's Tinder.
right.
That's what you're now. Your shit is Tinder. That's what I
not
was
Tinder,
saying.
dude.
Don't lie.
Select Disney Blu-rays, $7.99.
Meet your princess tonight.
Okay, no. More importantly, though, like the Sony came out right, and they like confirmed the reason why they showed off the controller in the way that they did was because the controller has to be done first before, like the final design for the controller has to be finished before the console does, right? So like
Yeah.
they were sending out those controllers to like devs to like actually play games,
Yes.
and they figured it would be better for them to just release the like final
The image
product.
right before
Hey,
it got
here's
leaked.
what the controller looks like before it got leaked.
Yeah.
Where the final design for the console maybe not finished yet.
Yeah, no,
Or
they just
may
have dev kits. Like that doesn't need to be
Yeah.
anything. It's just got the
yeah,
internals.
where the controller is now done where the final console isn't. So like I kind of get why that is weird. Like it's weird. Like everything they're doing is weird. Like the whole rollout for the PlayStation 5 is so strange.
Here's the thing. Microsoft and Sony are in this weird Mexican standoff right now, right? Where they're playing chicken. And they're openly talking about that. About, oh, we're just waiting to see what the other one does. Like, motherfucker, here's what it comes down to. If you both wait and release these things, like, maybe do like a spring release, 2021, that would be wild. Like, this time next year, new consoles come out, that would be wild. That would be unprecedented. You insist on releasing it holiday, but I think the holidays right now, like, I'm the last person to like give in to like what culture and society says we should be doing, but if you look at what people are probably going to be doing, the way that people are uniting and they're getting together on all these video chatting platforms and stuff, like the holidays this season, I think are going to be less about the presents for once and more about connecting with your family. And that's what people are really going to be missing out on. Like, fuck the presents. Nobody's going to be like going to the store on Black Friday.
I mean, I might still.
People are going to. I can't wait. That's my favorite time of year to watch the videos of dumbasses fighting over a fucking 32-inch TV.
I'll fight somebody over the new pair of Yeezys. Let's go.
Yeah. But anyway, if they insist on releasing these consoles this holiday season, I would say that the best bet is to take a loss on the hardware to move units, right? Price it to sell because people are bored and there's a chance that there's and figure out a way. Like, I don't understand how Jeff Bezos was like, yeah, just buy whatever you want from me and I'll get it to you. Don't worry about it. And now he's the richest guy in the world. Like, why can't Sony or Microsoft implement some system where you want to buy a PlayStation? Don't go to Amazon. Don't go to Best Buy. Don't go to Walmart. Go to Sony. Buy it straight from. Like, why can't you do that yet? Like, what are you guys even fucking doing over there?
Didn't they have Microsoft?
They're doing like a layaway program where you could like sort of.
Yeah.
It's smart.
You could, like,
That's
get
smart.
one
That's why
and then
Microsoft
pay
is
for it.
is doing big things, but for some reason they can't just seem to catch a break.
Somebody tweeted this out where it was like just going by like console generation, and it's like every console generation there's one company that fucks up, where it's like PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 to Xbox One.
Hold on, you want to talk about this?
Wii
This
to
is a
Wii
fun
U.
topic because this is our fun podcast that we can make up the rules. That's what are the worst like you started from the bottom, now we're here, and then all of a sudden you fuck up and you're back at the bottom. You know what I mean?
I feel like
the
I feel
Wii U
like-
was a big hit. Like the Wii was so great. The Wii was so great.
but,
And the
like, I
Wii
feel
U
like-
was just some dumb bullshit with a touch screen.
I feel like in my head, like the biggest one is like the Xbox 360, the Xbox One, just because of how PlayStation marketed the PlayStation 4.
Oh,
Where
it
it
just
was like
slaps
they
in
didn't
the
even
face.
they didn't even market it as like here's all the cool shit we did. It's just like, hey, you know how Xbox said you can't share games? Here's how we share games. And it's
Yeah.
a video of like you Yoshida just handing a game over. Like, dude, like,
Yeah.
the fucking greatest like videos.
Greatness
Like, I don't know, like,
awaits.
it was just like the way that they like fucked up, and then the way that like Sony like took advantage of that fuck up was just so good to me. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. What about so you had Sega back in the day came out of left field and said, "Hey Nintendo, we're a real competitor for you." Remember that? And then from the Genesis, they were like, Nintendo's doing all this shit where they're developing some new console, so we gotta like stay ahead, and they made the Sega CD.
Ooh.
They made the 32X.
Oh.
Then they had the fabled Neptune. Remember that? The Sega Neptune, which was supposed to be like a standalone 32X.
Right.
And then we ended up
What
getting the Saturn, the Sega Saturn. And
What
I
was the
loved
one-
it. I loved the Sega Saturn, but it just didn't like do what Nintendo did. Nintendo was like, "Hey, look at our controller," and then be like, "Whoa, this is weird." But then you get past that when you see what it does on your TV. Like we weren't ready for what the Nintendo. When I first saw the Nintendo 64, I went over to my friend's house being like, no. You want a Sega Saturn. Trust me. Sega Saturn's the way to go. Sega Saturn is going to be the next big thing. Oh, wait. You have a Nintendo 64? Let's see. Let's see what it can do. And they showed Mario and Pilot Wings. And, well, those were like the two main games, right? That were launched with the 64.
Yeah.
Was it Mario 64 a launch title? Yeah, of course it was. It was, right?
I think so.
But yeah,
Mario 64 and Wave Race 64 were the only launch games.
Wave Race, that was it.
I thought
Nintendo
Pilot
64
Wings was too.
No, it was just Mario 64 and Wave Race. Those were
Really?
the only two games that launched with
Do you
Nintendo.
have those sealed on 64?
I have Mario 64.
You don't have Wave Race?
I don't have Wave Race.
Damn.
That'd
That's
be
a
sick if I
classic.
did.
That would be sick if you did. Do you have it like in your line of sight? Could you show me one of the sealed
I
64?
don't. It's in the like closet in the other room somewhere.
Bro, I'm starting to not
Let's
even
pretend I
believe.
put
No,
it
you
in-
actually did send me the picture though.
Yeah, it's in a cardboard box, and then I put the cardboard box in like a airtight thing so it doesn't catch like humidity and shit. Because the cardboard, like I can just tell like it's shitty. It sucks because
Admison
like,
says
gets
Pilot
warm.
Wings was launched 100%.
I don't think so. I feel like wasn't it just Wave Race
N64.
and- Maybe it
launch.
was. I feel like it was just two games, so maybe it was.
It was
Pilot
Mario 64 and Pilot Wings.
Pilot Wings. Yeah. Okay.
Ah, I
So
was
knew,
right.
I knew it was just two games. I thought it was Wave Race, but Pilot Wings it was.
I thought it was Wave Race too. Because that's the one. I have.
Admison said, Mike, you got it, but you mean Mark got it, because I was the one who said Pilot Wings and Mario, you mother.
No, you fool. You fool.
I'm going to keep the podcast switching up in interesting directions now, since we're just kind of rambling about nonsense. Mike, what's the rarest game that you own? Because you getting back into collecting, right?
Holy shit, the rarest game?
Yeah.
Fucking beyond me, man.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that I collect a lot of games for rarity.
I know,
I just collect
but
games to play.
yeah. That's why I'm wondering, because Pop has some like pretty interesting gems in his collection.
Right. Yeah, I don't even know that I have anything like interesting at all.
There's still
Most of the shit that I have is main.
Mall Brawl? Do you have a physical copy of Mall Brawl?
No, I don't.
Are you ever going to?
No, probably not.
Buy it on eBay.
I could, but if I did, it would be just to send a picture to Limited Run and be like, "Look at this! 3 days it's shipped to my house, you fucking twats."
Golf Story. Dude, you know what pisses me off is like I feel like maybe the most rare game that I have is fucking this Golf Story Limited Run fucking misprint, dude.
So
Just
I
'cause
see
it's different. Though.
Limited Run, Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl NES Premium Edition on eBay for $149.97.
Yeah, that's the collector's edition with all the extra crap.
What is
Mine
what's
was
the
just the
I
game.
see the poster for $10.
what's that FMV game?
The soundtrack on vinyl for $65. I'd actually be kind of
What?
interested in that.
Limited Run
FMV game? Are you talking about Night Trap?
Night Trap. Yeah, I have the Night Trap collector's edition. How much is that?
Oh, is that for PS4?
Yeah, no, the
Switch?
That's actually not that much. Nintendo Switch sealed like 200.
Oh, really?
One that I was looking at was actually a game that I jumped into that I didn't talk about was that it's the Devolver Digital, like that Gris or Gris.
Gris? Yeah, I picked that up on PS4.
I have the collector's edition from a limited run of that, and
on Switch or PS4?
Yeah, Switch.
Why Switch for that game?
There's certain games that I feel like just fit better with like the Switch.
Yeah, you're
Like,
right. I
know,
should have
feel
got
like
that on
just,
Switch.
Like,
and I wish I
certain,
got
like,
Celeste on.
platformers.
I wanted Celeste on PS4 because I wanted the trophies.
Yeah, but see, like I feel like Celeste is like the perfect Switch game. Like it's like
It is great. It is great on
platformer,
Switch.
Like, it just like I feel like it fits the Switch thing.
Mike, what's your favorite game in your collection? How about that? Is it a Donkey Kong title?
No, actually, I don't think it is because I have a physical Link to the Past card.
Oh, okay.
And that's like one of my favorite games of all time.
Admison, do you really own Leisure Suit Larry? Yo, I remember when I got like a Conkers when I was heavy into collecting everything. And I was so stoked because like the girl who sold it to me ended up figuring out that it was worth something. And she's like, these are on eBay for $80. I'm like, check it out. I was like, I know how much they sell for on eBay. And I know how much people are asking for them for on eBay. I was like, I'll give you $40 for that game. And she had a bunch of other stuff. She was like, well, this game's worth like $80. I was like, I'll give you $60 if you give me that game and everything else that you have. And it was like 5 other N64 games. And she did that. And I was like, cool, I got Conkers for, let's call it 50. Because all these other games are shit. I was happy about that. And then when I sold it to somebody, I think I sold it to somebody for $80. Nice. Like, well, I emulated Conker a long time ago on like a really shitty laptop, and it worked. And I was like, this game's cool. I like this game. It's fun. But I didn't feel like getting a Nintendo 64 all set up just to play that game. I mean, I did play it, but like
What is
games like that are people who collect like sealed everything, like sealed N64 collections, and then they get that game and like Sculptor's Cut and all this shit.
Oof.
what's
wild.
a game? What's a game that like you guys want, like, not that because it's worth a lot, but like a game that you guys wish you had in your collection,
But it's
that
too
you
expensive
haven't
to
gotten
get.
because it's too expensive.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Mine's Chibi Robo
I had
for the
that.
GameCube. Like,
I had
I
Chi.
want it
Oh
so
no
bad,
no! I didn't have GB Robo. Never mind.
it's like, yeah, you had custom or fucking
Yeah, the
other
one that
Robo
the one that
yeah,
yeah, I sold
Yeah.
to the butt.
yeah. Chibi Robo is like, for whatever reason, it's like super hard to find, and like when you do find it, it's like $120, and it's like game isn't worth that. It's just hard to find, so it is worth that.
Yeah.
I think the one I always land on is Chrono Trigger.
Mm.
That's what I was gonna say. Mine would be an original Chrono Trigger SNES cart.
Yeah, that's cool. Is that really yours, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, man. I think that would be a really cool game to have.
But I have like a bunch of them for SNES that I would love to stumble across for a good price. Like
Mhm.
Demon's Crest. Like that's on the Switch now too, I think. It's part of their Super Nintendo stuff. But that game is like pretty fun. But it's like $80 on eBay for a loose cart.
Yeah.
I might have told you a long time ago that Einhander for PS1 would be the game that I really wanted, but I have that now, and it's
Yep.
actually, Pop, we played that the day I got it. We
Yeah,
brought it back
yeah.
to my crib and tried it for the first time.
Yeah. The game is difficult.
It's really tough. One day I'll get back to that. I think it still holds up. I have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for PS1, which the price of that game just keeps going up. It's kind of ridiculous.
It's an anime game.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, Chibi Robo's up there, and then what's the like Zelda looking game for the PlayStation 3?
What?
It's like it looks like Zelda 2D games, but it's on the PS3.
I have no idea.
Oh, 3D dot game, 3D.
Oh, Hack?
Here, it's like 3D Hero.
Yeah, Hack.
yeah.
Quarantine or whatever.
3D dot Game Heroes for the PlayStation 3 is another one where it's like it's supposedly a really good game, but it was super rare like when it came out. Like it released very like limited. So like it's super expensive to buy now for PlayStation 3 games, because most PlayStation 3 games you can get for like $5, but like this one's like 40, 50.
What was that game like Gunbolt something? What the fuck is this shit?
3D Doc Hero. Yeah, like 3D Doc Hero is like $40, $50 for a PlayStation 3 game, which is like super expensive.
I don't know how we got. Is this our retro topic?
Yeah,
I guess.
dude.
It's kind of a.
Robo for $60.
Oh, that's not that bad if
But
you
it's a
really
bid.
like. Oh,
It's a bid and it has 4 days left. It's gonna shoot up, dude. I found one at the RetroCon, but it was sealed. I'm like, I don't want to buy it sealed. 'Cause I
you
wanna
just want to
play it.
open it and play it.
Yeah, it was like one of the games I had that I played, so I like want to play it. I think sealed. The guy wanted like 140 for it or something.
What?
The other thing I always find really interesting when I go through eBay, like, especially when I look for like the older games, like, cause you get a lot of these like homebrews or hacks and stuff, all these games. So I have like also like a list of Super Nintendo games that aren't like actual games.
Mhm.
Like there's a whole bunch of variation to the past that people made. There's like one, I guess, that's really good called Parallel Worlds or something. It's supposed to be really good, but it's, I guess, tough. So
What game is that for?
it's a Super Nintendo, like a ROM hack, basically, of Link to the Past. But like changed up the map and everything else, and like gave it a new story and everything. So it's like another Zelda game for the Super Nintendo.
Okay.
Custom Robo was the one you had, Mark.
Yeah. Custom Robo.
The cheapest buy it now for Chibi Robo is 140.
Damn.
Used, no manual. Like, but
Oh,
it's not.
shit.
It's not worth that. It's just because it's rare. Like the game is
Yeah.
like a $40 game at most. Like,
Elemental Gearbolt in the Assassin's case was a PlayStation 1 shooter that came with this gun, like a special edition of a gun. It
Oh,
says, yeah, complete. It sells for $2,200.
21. Yeah. Jeez.
Damn.
One day, like one podcast, I'll have to fucking go in. And I'll like bring that box of sealed N64 games.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
just compete with Pink Gorilla.
Yeah.
Right, that's your favorite
dude.
stream these days, right?
I'm gonna add them on Twitter.
Yeah.
There you go.
Buy this.
Yo, check this shit out.
Online only.
You should just bring them into the store, see what it'll offer you. Let's go there. Let's go there and film it.
Yeah, let's all just travel right now.
Yeah, fuck it.
Go film it, and then we'll like bet it on a fucking kickflip. Like,
Exactly.
if Mark can kickflip, you give me
Oh,
full
shit, I
price
better-
for all.
I better practice. I better practice. Yo, we've been going for 2.25 hours, but the recording is 2 hours now. Let's upload this motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Regrettably. Yo, this
Regrettably.
has been
The
this is
technical difficulties podcast.
the technical difficulties podcast. The I think it's the 15th episode of Don't Hate the Podcast. I think
Can we end on a dab? Can that be our thing?
we could
We
if you
just
want
dab out,
to.
like, thanks
No.
for joining. All right, see you next time.
Can I play the music again? Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
I mean,
It's playing. You guys can't hear it, but oh, there you go. You got it. Yeah, man. So I'm liking how this is feeling. Let's do this again next week. Maybe
do it.
even more refined, less technical difficulties, and maybe I'll remember to record it from the beginning and do the intro the right way, or somebody else
Yeah.
can do it.
We can only try.
Hey, for Pop That Baby Maker and Killer Metal Mike, I'm Mark Money reminding you, don't hate the player. Hate somebody.
fucking technical difficulty.
Nah.
Oh!
Hate Travis Scott.
All right, this guy.
Peace.
Hate the
Fortnite.
boomers.
Damn it. All right. Peace.